What's happening?
You're listening to League Podcast, episode 300!
300!
I'm Matt Durson.
I think John's next.
Oh, I am.
Supposed to be next.
I'm sorry. I was
Forgot.
I was wondering if I was Josh Lingle today or John Hunt.
I see.
Because I decided to be awesome.
Oh,
I'll be
Everything's
Josh Lingle because Josh Lingle's awesome. Come on.
John Lee's always awesome.
Still Clay Inferno over here.
Wow. So it's been like 2 months.
I know, because let's explain what happened.
I was in the hospital getting my leg amputated.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was rough, but no excuse. You could still, your ears and, your
Not
mouth.
like your mouth was amputated.
Yeah. Your mouth.
A
I
mouth
had
amputation.
to get an ear transplant so I could hear again.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So 2 months later,
Here we are.
canals have healed. The body's not rejecting anything anymore, and
Well, okay, the real story is
that's not a real story.
we're 4 adults who live in completely separate towns, and
Parts of the world.
Well, it's really hard to
Just
to
say
do
parts of the
things.
world. I mean,
different parts of the world.
Yeah.
Basically,
That is true.
they might as well be these days.
Yeah.
So it's really hard to get people together to do things, I find, when you're adults. What is it about when you're young and you just like everybody just goes out all the time?
Because you don't have like a real job then.
Well, that's
you don't
true.
have responsibility and children
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Wives and kids and stuff.
Yeah.
And
Like, I can
whatever.
always be like, oh, band practice. Yeah, well, Tuesday's good. Thursday's good. For Wednesday's good. Monday, I'm wide open. Never had
Yeah.
anything else to do.
I remember when we used to just go hang out at John's house
yeah.
all the time. That
I
was
was
the
thinking-
place.
And everyone would play Earthworm Jim and Slidey McPhee.
Those were good times.
Yeah.
Oh well, but now we're old fuckers, and
Yeah,
we can't.
and then we tried.
No one ever hangs out at my house.
We were going to do a special audio comic, but then the more I think about that wouldn't have been a traditional episode, so was that a good idea anyways? So, we're still got more audio comics coming your way eventually, but when we
Maybe.
can all get together.
Yeah, we'll do something like that. Maybe episode 400.
Yeah. It'll give me plenty
Yeah.
of time. Plenty of time to record it
In
and edit it.
2020.
Yeah. Yep.
So I can't
it'll
believe
be a
we've been
long
doing
time from there. Wow.
this podcast for almost 3 weeks now. 100 shows. 100 a week.
100 a week. What if we did those like that Star Wars Minute or something? We could do it.
I love Star Wars Minute.
I love Star Wars Minute as well.
Oh, very good. Did they do all 9 whatever movies?
Yeah.
They're
or-
in Attack of
Well,
the
they did
Clones right now.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
but they're going in release order.
Oh, I see. Did you guys hear? There's some guy came up with this theory about the ring theory.
No, they talk about that on Star
They
Wars
talk
Minute.
about it on there,
all
yeah.
the time. Right, John?
Oh, yeah.
Right, John?
Huh?
Josh, huh?
I have no clue what you're talking about.
Ring theory.
I know. I don't either. That's why that's why we
John
got to
will
pull
explain it
ourselves
better.
into this conversation.
John will explain it better. What it is.
Yeah, what is this ring theory?
The ring theory is that like it goes. It's really just an excuse to make the prequels sound better, right? Like pretty
It's
much.
like in this movie, in Empire Strikes Back, coincides with Attack of the Clones, because in this part of the movie, it lines up with this part of the movie because Anakin gets his hand cut off when Luke gets his hand cut off, and that kind
Right.
of shit. It's
And
just
like
Too much
Return of the
thought.
Jedi relates to Phantom Menace, not it doesn't go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It goes like 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1.
One, two, three.
But it just sounds like another person trying to make the prequels into something they're not, which are good movie. You know, like
The only way the prequels would have been good was if Jar Jar Binks was the ultimate bad guy. That's all. Like,
there's that theory too. That's
because
right.
that would have been like mind blowing. You would have been like, "Oh my god!" You wouldn't see it coming.
Well,
And I think that's what was supposed to happen, and they just chickened out.
George Lucas isn't that smart.
I wonder about that too.
I don't think he's that weird either.
Yeah.
I don't think he
Yeah,
would.
I mean,
He just wanted
If
to
he's
have
weird-
something for the kids. For the kids.
that's like making the Ewoks like turn on. Well, that would have. Hey, all right.
Do you remember the Ewoks theme song? We were the Ewoks.
So when I went to high school, his cousin worked on the Ewoks cartoon.
Well, I thought you were gonna say.
Wow.
think it's-
He worked on the Ewoks theme song.
Yeah, he wrote the Ewoks theme song.
He was
Watch
one of
8
the.
people. Let's think about that.
Well, we never saw them eat people, but we saw them.
But they were getting
preparing.
ready to,
Yeah.
which means they did.
Yeah, they were gonna cook.
Maybe
Han
they were like,
Solo.
let's try something new here.
Maybe they weren't gonna eat him. Maybe they're just gonna burn him alive, and then
Yeah.
like, you
Eat
know,
How do you think this guy
And,
tastes?
and then make instruments out of their bones.
Yeah.
yeah, excitable boy. They all said.
Or maybe they're like elephant tusks. It's very rare. And they,
Maybe human. They're like, yes, human bones.
man,
I'm gonna make some
How hard
hot
these are to come
scrimshaw.
Yeah. Did you say Scrimshaw?
I did say scrimshaw.
Do you think the Scrimshaw of the human bones would have like TIE fighters on it and stuff?
Oh my god, that'd be amazing. I think we should make it.
Art
I mean, not
project.
from real human bones,
Yeah.
but
Art project. Get the shovels.
Use John's leg.
yeah, my amputated leg, you can have it.
Speaking of that, so we had a Last Jedi teaser trailer, which that's a big to do about a teaser trailer, but
Well,
there
that's
was
what
a
they
lot.
do now. There's a ring
Yeah.
theory about the about that teaser trailer.
Yeah, because it
It-
starts
it's-
off the same as the last one.
Yeah, MC
Oh,
Chris
yeah.
posted this. It's like you can play them both side by side, Force Awakens and that one, and they're like
And
the
Wizard of Oz.
same. Yeah, and Wizard of Oz. And if
And
you
Dark
play
Side of the Moon.
Dark Side of the Moon, yeah.
Yeah,
If you play the Ewoks theme song,
If you
when I
play
listen to it.
all four
in
of those
reverse.
things. Yeah.
it's worship Satan. But it
I'm
was
gonna say
kind of.
I was sort of underwhelmed by that trailer.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was fine. It was just a trailer. Like it was.
Yeah,
just,
me
okay.
too.
Because
Okay.
You can't recreate Chewie We're Home, or the
Right.
first time you see the Falcon at the end of the initial teaser.
Right. All they had though, and I was thinking about this. The thing that got me was like, the Joker is in this movie. Like when you don't see Luke Skywalker and you hear his voice, the first thing I think of is the Joker.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, the Joker is there. Oh, it's Luke Skywalker. But yeah, it's fine. But you're right. You can't like have that moment of like, oh my God, this is the first Star Wars movie in a billion years.
Yeah.
all
Yeah,
I
it's
want to
just-
see is like Rogue One sequels and more prequels. I don't give a shit about these new ones.
Well, I think the
Yeah,
Rogue
yeah.
One sequel was
Do you say here?
A New
Yep.
Hope.
Yeah, John.
Yeah.
Fist,
We're-
I'm air fisting you right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, fist me, buddy. Oh, that was good.
My anus is bleeding.
Fist me, bro.
John and I were already talking. All right.
The anal
Yeah.
intruder.
I'm gonna tell you what trailer I did like was the Thor trailer, and I don't even like.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, that was
It's
so
like-
good.
Once I saw the like, he's a friend from work.
Yeah.
I
We
said,
know each
friend.
other.
From work.
That is classic. Well, it's the guy who did What We Do in the Shadows.
Yeah, Ty
So
would
I think this will be a much
like-
funnier, much lighter movie. Yeah.
That guy's an amazing director. That Hunt for the Wilder People movie is really funny too.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen that.
Check it out.
Yeah, no, I'm very excited for that. Thank God. Yeah, like I think they just looked at the last Thor movie and they're like, yeah, that's not the way we wanna. That's not the way you play.
I like that one.
I did
sure
too.
it is.
I know, but I mean, it was fine. There was, I don't know, just people just didn't like it. What do you want me to say? I think the audience members wanted more like, I don't know what to say.
What did they want?
Something like this, something a little more lighter, like something a little
Yeah.
more. other than Darcy, what's her name there? Broke Girl.
Two Broke Girls girl.
Yeah. She's the only real comic relief. I don't even think they're in this one. Doesn't
Good.
look like.
Good.
Padme's not in this one either?
I don't like women in my superhero movies.
Yeah.
Well, there's
That
The
controversy.
chemistry between him and Jane Foster, what the hell's her name?
Natalie
Portman.
Portman.
Sucked.
Padme.
If she
Sucked.
doesn't want to be in something, it's always obvious.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's just like, why did you agree to this?
I
Like,
know.
My agent said it would be good for my career.
I mean, the first woman was okay. I don't know. She had that kind of I don't know what's going on, but you're hot. I don't know. But the second one, the chemistry was not good. She doesn't. I don't know. She just
But
doesn't.
Jane is better.
But yeah, I mean, since this one is there's Valkyrie and there's Hela. I always call her Hela for some reason.
Like a giant Gila monster.
Isn't that grammatically correct? If you have a vowel, if it goes vowel, consonant, vowel, isn't the first vowel supposed to be long?
You mean there's long green too?
Yeah, right.
It's not even
Like
that long.
Magneto, is
He really should be Magneto. Because
Yeah, he should.
That makes more sense, but
Doesn't it sound weird? But I suppose it's not Yoda, it's Yoda, so whatever.
It's not Jaggernaut.
it's
Well,
Jaggernaut.
anyway.
It's Jaegernaut. Why is it
Jaegernaut.
Jaegernaut?
I think it's a soft J, maybe Yogi.
Yo.
Remember Anchorman?
I love Ron Swanson.
Anyway, no, so there's
It makes me want to
chicks in
drink
this one.
haven't had a drink in a while, but I would,
Scotch.
yeah, he looks so
I
happy drinking that scotch.
Down in my belly.
I was thinking how it's a shame that Jack Kirby's not still alive to see, because that trailer was all Kirby.
Oh, I know, it was so good, the background and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, they really did. They copied it exactly from those Walt Simon. It's kind of like Walt Simonson-y kind of.
Yeah, it is Walt
I've-
Simonson too.
Yeah, because what's his name with the executioner guy there with the machine guns?
Isn't that Carl Urban? Is the executioner?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I forgot he was in it. I was like,
me
holy
too.
shit, that's awesome.
I can feel it in my bones.
I was just gonna try to make a McCoy joke, and you beat me to it. I couldn't think of one. But yeah,
Damn it, Jim, I'm an executioner.
But it's good too because it's like they're doing Planet Hulk and Thor, Ragnarok stuff
It's
in
like
one movie.
Planet Thor or World War Thor.
Planet of the Apes.
So very exciting. We got Guardians in a couple weeks. That's cool, right? We're down.
That is cool.
Yeah, that is very cool.
I kind of like that one most, especially because I keep forgetting about it. Like you just Guardians. I'm like, oh yeah, that'll be good.
Yeah, May 5th. It's out. It's out in a couple weeks. It's kind of all you had to do was.
Revenge of the Fifth. I'll be doing a lot of Revenge of the Fifthing that day, so I hope
Is that what May 5th is? Revenge of the.
Duh.
Is that what they?
It
Because
is.
May the 4th is Star Wars
But
Day.
you could also do Revenge of the 6th.
Oh.
I do that one.
But
too.
couldn't you do that
Busy
any
weekend.
day? Why does it have to be May 6th? Can it just be could it be April 6th or July 6th?
You know why?
No, you just want 3 days in a row that you can make Star Wars puns all day.
You know why?
Whenever someone asks you what date it is.
I will not do that, but good to know.
The Force of Sevenths? I don't know.
I'm stretching on that one.
I'm trying to. I want a whole week.
All right.
Rogue One day. I don't know. Never mind.
So Clay and I were saying the other day, and
We were seeing each other,
we were hanging out. Yeah.
looking at each other,
Yep.
Ubering
Longingly.
together.
No, but we said Gareth Edwards, who directed Rogue One, should definitely get another shot, right? We all agree on that. Like that, he did a really good job, especially considering all the reshoots and all the stuff, and they all talk about it.
Yeah.
But It's in the like none of that stuff that was in the first trailers were even in the movie. Like,
Yeah,
not none of it, but a lot of
I
it.
think he told from what I heard, he told the trailer companies like this stuff's not going to be in there. They're like, we don't care, it looks cool.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw an interview with that. It was like, like
I hate
we
when they
haven't
do that.
shot much of the movie yet. They're like, yeah, well, we're gonna make this trailer. We need a trailer, and he's like, all right.
Like, don't you know how these guys are gonna react? Because he was like totally a fanboy. He was like, well, if there was not a TIE fighter in my trailer, I'd be pissed.
It's like how I always talk about when a comic book cover has nothing to do with the inside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
That was every Marvel comic for like 5 years in the
Yeah.
early 2000s.
Seriously, there's just pinups, like
Yeah.
just like you get a guy to draw something. And you're like, oh, all right, we'll use that picture this month. And now they do that, but it's all variants. Like
Right.
it's like, oh, now it's
Now everything's like a Star Wars variant.
yeah, but like
Or like the Spider-Man #1.
well, like number one, it's fine, but like now it's every issue has like 10 variants, and you're like, this is just a regular old issue. Like, why do I need variant covers? I mean, I know why, because they want to make more money. What? But like, it's stupid. It's annoying.
Yeah.
Comics are stupid.
When?
And how's that working out for him?
Yeah, I don't know.
So that's how it is in their family.
I don't know. How is it working out? Are they selling this? Who even buys comics anymore?
I'm hearing Marvel's sales are not doing particularly well, but I could be wrong.
I heard that too. I thought.
Oh.
All these legacy characters that no one cares about.
I think I read something the other day about like all these. I don't know what. Never mind. I feel like if I say it, it's gonna sound racist or sexist or something.
Black in America.
All these, Black Cat in America, Lady Thor, Lady Wolverine.
Yeah, just
It's
let Durson handle that.
Sure, I'm
Another
racist.
Yeah. Wait, and why didn't they call it Black in America?
Oh, well, all right, now you went there. I didn't go
There
there.
you go.
You're yelling at me.
Had
for
to
being-
do it. Had to do it.
No, but I saw John Romita Jr. said something about like, what if they made Francine Castle into the Punisher? Would that make it like? Isn't that a whole different character? I think, like why
wouldn't they?
they are different
That's not
characters.
bad,
They're
right?
making all these people to be these new characters to be PC, but it's just not catching on like they think it should, and it's because the people that are like pulling for these characters aren't even comic readers. They're just like idiot people that are like, everything needs to be PC.
Are these Disney people that are like saying this, or are they
No,
just?
I just think it's people on their soapboxes because of the internet, and you know how we have this soapbox here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I just came up. You're right. Marvel's comic sales band report for February 2017 shows historically low sales.
Wow.
Now that's pretty. That can't be. When they say historically low, they don't mean like it was in like the late 90s, do they? Because
They went bankrupt, right?
those are pretty low. But these are pretty bad, apparently. Well, I don't suppose this Secret Empire, whatever this crap is, where Captain America is a Hydra guy or whatever. I don't suppose that's helping him.
No, I went into the store the other day and I saw that cover for Agent Captain Hydra or whatever it was, and I was like,
Yeah.
this is bullshit.
Yeah, flip that right there.
I flipped it off, but then
You know
then I picked up Nick Fury #1, which by James Robinson, and I was delighted by it.
Oh, James Robinson.
So he was like the first guy that they just suddenly made black.
Yeah.
For no reason, right? I mean, he was black in Ultimate Universe, but then they just they just made a black Nick Fury in Marvel Universe, and they didn't even give a reason. They were just like, don't worry about it.
That one.
Didn't they say
And
that
now
it was
this
like the
Nick
son of
Fury is
Nick
the
Fury?
son of Nick Fury. Nick Fury
Yeah.
Jr.
All right.
Like John Romita Jr. JR.
Yeah.
NFJR.
NFJR. That's how he signs in his comics.
If we still did Secret Monkey, we would have done that with our Joe Commando character.
That's right. He would have had an Asian son.
You know.
That sounds like a weird name. It's like, hi, my name's Paul Asianson.
That would have been his name.
I wanted to do a giant gorilla from China and call him Hong Kong.
Oh! I feel like we would have. But okay, well, why do you have to name him Nick Fury? If you want a black Shield agent, why don't you just have a guy or you know what I mean? Like
they had that guy,
Gabe.
Yeah.
Gabe.
Paul Agenson and just write a good story about it.
Well, here you go. Just name him Paul Agenson.
He could team up with Iron Fist, you know.
Did anybody watch Iron Fist? Clay told me to watch Iron Fist. I haven't even.
I've done.
Heard it's not good. You know
what I
what?
heard, too.
I have suffered. I've come down with a case of superhero fatigue. Maybe that's why I sound so tired today.
Yeah.
But,
you should go to the doctor and get that superhero fatigue looked at.
That Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
I feel
He
like
can make your beer. He just make your beer. He just fill your beer right back up again.
I thought music.
Why does he keep cupping my balls and asking me to cough for a long time? He won't stop doing it.
Yeah, he just keeps holding them, and I'm like, I coughed like 10 minutes ago, dude.
That's the cure for superhero fatigue.
Oh no!
Yeah. I'm glad that he has those gloves because his hands are awfully shaky.
That's part of it too. It's stimulating something down there too.
Right. Like you'll stop watching all these geeky things by tickle your balls a little.
It's not like a normal shake, though. It's more of a back and forth motion.
That has to be the episode title: "The Cure for Superhero Fatigue."
And then people are like, "What is the cure?" And they'll listen and they'll find out.
Hold your balls while
he tickles your balls.
You have to keep coughing.
The coughing is kind of just added. It's not really essential. It's just part of it.
Out the fatigue.
There you go. That's how it works.
All right, kids, try that at home.
On your friends.
I was reading something, and there is kind of this backlash though against all this thing about all these movies, especially not so much. I mean, not so much the TV shows, but it's just another superhero blow up, explosion movie, blah blah blah, and it's I don't know, it's weird because it's kind of you're right, there are so many of these movies, but I'm also kind of I guess as a comic book person, I'm like, hey, I'm offended, Hey. But if I wasn't a comic book person, I would probably be like, what the hell?
Well, they make the money, so clearly give the people what they want.
Yeah, but now, here's my theory. I have a theory.
Is it a ring theory?
No, it's even better.
All right, let's hear it.
Not at all. It's complete. But they're not all the same movie. You know what I mean? It's not like the Fast and the Furious is basically the same movie 8 times. Although the last one was actually not.
I was describing to my mom. She's like, I've never seen a Fast and Furious movie. What are they? I was like, it's like superheroes that save the world in cars.
Basically, yeah, that's what it is. They're superheroes.
They parachute their cars out of planes and drive them through buildings. And
I'm just gonna say that this last one though that just came out last week or whatever. I mean, I was actually impressed. This was actually a good. It was actually a good movie. Not maybe because I haven't seen most of the other ones, but I was like, wow, this movie's not horrible. It was kind of more like a James Bond kind of movie without the sex and then.
I've seen them all, and I mean, except for the new one, but you can't stop now. I mean, I've really kind of invested in this whole thing.
There's just okay. I don't want to spoil it. Well, I won't spoil it then, but it's a really cool moment that I was just like, wow, that was kind of smart. You know what I mean? They put some thought into this. But anyway, I feel you've got Ant-Man, which is and Guardians, which are comedies, and you've got Winter Soldier, which is this sort of spy thriller, and you get you get war movies Captain America: The First Avenger was a war movie. You know what I mean? They're different genres. They happen to have superheroes in them.
Right.
Marvel does a good job of making a lot of variety.
Yeah.
DC, not so much.
Yeah.
But I guess if you count the Christopher Nolan Batman movies, which nobody ever really does.
Yeah, because they're not part of the current.
Right. They're not canon, as Clay would say.
Right.
They're their own canon. They're their own universe.
And they're probably glad, or Christopher Nolan at least is probably glad. He's like, "Phew, glad I'm not in that whole DC universe thing because that sucks."
Yeah, I can't imagine that.
Even though he was the executive producer on Man of Steel.
I know.
Yeah.
But what
I
is
can't
he?
imagine that Batman having to interact with like a Superman, even if it wasn't Henry Cavill. Like, if you were to go back in time and be like, okay, now we're gonna do Batman versus Superman, like, it just wouldn't work.
Christian Bale, it's just, no.
Maybe with a Flash, maybe get a Flash or a Green Arrow kind of guy, not somebody like with like,
not an alien
can
from
fly.
another planet, whatever.
You know what I mean? Like, but maybe a Flash superhero or like another street level hero. A lot of stuff going on.
The ambulance coming for the superhero police, superhero fatigue.
Yeah. Oh God. Hurry up! I need my balls diddled.
We call an ambulance. Anyway, yeah. So I think that's to say like, oh, just a stupid superhero movie, like it's like a Van Damme movie. You know what I mean? Like,
Hey.
What was
Go ahead.
Did everybody
Defend the Van
see?
Damme movies.
Did everybody see Logan? It's been that long since we had.
Oh
it.
yes.
Yes. And I'm gonna say I really liked it.
Yeah,
I did
me
not.
too. You did not like it?
I did not like it.
Whoa!
I know.
Girl, what?
I
You tripping?
I have not met anyone yet who did not.
That's
like
the first time, Josh. You have to make a case here.
Yeah, I don't. The whole movie, I just had this feeling of like, I don't like this movie. I felt like there was. It's gonna sound really lame. Like it just sounded like there was like gratuitous violence and like.
Lame.
You know what?
Josh is a dad now. He has to worry about these things.
It irritated me that because of Deadpool, they were like, "Oh, we need to make movies rated R now because look at how good Deadpool did." And I just felt like it didn't need it, and it irritated me.
Well, all right. I mean,
So it kind of like pulled the whole movie down for me.
it's.
I am
it's
gonna
a
say
valid.
that the movie does start to drag at the point where the girl talks. I'm like, all right, let's just hurry up and get to the kids. And I'm
Yeah, I kind of thought the whole
let's move
Eric,
along here.
the Eric LaSalle part when they're in the house, and I get the point they're trying to prove. It's like, oh, family is nice, but you're like, oh, these people are so dead. Like what? Like,
Yeah.
like come on, guys. Like you went to this person's house when you have these people chasing you and they're going to kill everybody. Like, what's wrong with you? What kind of heroes are you?
I liked Patrick Stewart in it.
Yeah.
I
And
thought they were
even
great
Stephen
together.
Merchant was great.
Stephen Merchant is great. I love Stephen Merchant. He's so funny. But I don't know. Well, Josh, I mean that's fine. You're entitled
You're
to your
off the
opinion.
podcast now, so
Yeah,
Josh,
but-
bye.
You're fired. So
Your opinion is valid, but goodbye. I mean, I can see what you're saying. I don't know if they felt they had to make it violent or if they just said, now we can finally make it violent, because clearly Wolverine should have been that way all along.
yeah.
Right?
I mean,
Come on.
yes.
Yeah, that was some good
But I felt like there was-
Wolverine.
I felt like there was plenty of violence in the Wolverine, and it was fine. And
But there was never a drop of blood in any
was
of
there
those
really
movies.
never a drop of blood?
I don't know. I mean, there was barely. I mean, he's got giant metal knives coming out of his hand, and he's cutting people up with them, and no one ever bleeds.
And
He does it fast.
didn't
Yeah,
he used to
right.
have? Didn't he used to have bone claws in the last movie?
Oh, don't even
That's-
go there.
Bone claws.
Bone saws ready.
Step into the bone zone.
Yeah, the bone like this. Apparently, this one isn't in any timeline or anything, or whatever. I did like that they.
It's in the most crime-ridden part of the world. There.
Well,
No,
seriously.
those
That was
sirens went
fine.
from my house over to Durson's house.
I know. I think they literally just drove. It's the
A
ambulance.
different part of the world.
yeah.
Doctor Strange is in that ambulance coming up.
Just like that. Did you see that CNN thing where they had two reporters and they were making it as though they were at two different locations? So they had one screen of one person and one screen of another talking back and forth, and then a car drives behind one reporter, and then 30 seconds later drives behind the other
Yep.
one.
Oh, CNN. Bwah, bwah.
Did
Oh,
you guys
well.
finish Legion?
Yeah, I liked it.
Oh,
Did not
so good.
finish.
But, you know, the final episode, I'm not going to spoil anything, but
You can spoil it because I just need you to spoil it so I even understand what the hell's going on.
Well, that
Because I
episode
do
just
not.
kind of like
I do
left
not.
a lot to be
Clearly,
desired,
I do
thought.
not understand what's happening.
I don't know. It just felt so good. Like that's another one where I
felt
feel like I
Doctor
can't
Strange
describe.
touching your nuts.
Yeah.
That's how good it felt.
Doctor
Oh.
Strange has like a box of like disposable gloves, but they're all like red cloth gloves. He's like, new customer here.
Velvet.
Yeah,
Velvet.
velvet gloves.
Well, you kind of have to. It's kind of weird. Like you really have to pay attention to know what's going on in that. You can't just kind of be watching it and looking at your phone.
I
And,
do
that's
pay
not in
attention,
the
but I'm
background
just
show.
like, okay, this is like Clockwork Orange, I guess. All right.
sure. But yeah, I don't know. I almost feel like you have to understand like what Legion's powers really are, kind of like in a way too. Like I kind of had to look him up.
These kind of infinite powers, right? He can
Yeah.
create.
Yeah, well, his mind is so messed up. It's so powerful though because he can create. He has all these multiple personalities, and he can create people out of them, basically. Like, which he did. Like he created Aubrey Plaza. Like
Lenny or
he
whatever.
like Lenny, because he had this friend named Benny.
Yeah.
Like, in his mind, just created this, and he was a man, and he created this woman. It's just, I don't even. And then he created
And
that
it's
other.
like, so was she real in the first place because she got exploded into the wall when the girlfriend had his powers?
Right.
Was she real in the first place, or did he just make her up the whole time?
I think, but I mean, he can create people. I mean, like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, so it's not. It's like, yeah, she was real because like other people interacted with her or whatever. But and I don't know. Yeah, did he just like recreate her or something? I don't know. But and like he also created that big fat face guy.
Oh, so creepy.
Oh, so gross. Yeah, but that was like his.
Isn't that
He didn't really create him. That's
supposed
like
to be
the-
Mojo or something? Somebody
No,
said?
that's what's that guy's name? Supposedly one of the oldest mutants in the world. I forget his name now. Doctor
Fat.
Fatface.
Dr.
Yeah.
Fat.
Dr. Fatface.
Yeah.
Mr. Dog.
Anyway, I don't know. It's. I thought it was really good because it's really different. So there's another
And it like
superhero thing. It's really
it
different.
was just filmed so well. It was like watching a really good movie. Most
Yeah.
of the time. Some of the
I
episodes
agree.
were just like mind-blowingly awesome.
I agree. Mind blowingly. But
Clay, you still watching Riverdale?
Yes, I think I might be an episode behind. I'm not sure.
I think I'm all caught up. I don't think it was on this week.
I heart that show. Oh, like all
Oh.
our superhero shows, the CW ones like took time off.
Yeah.
oh,
Womp womp. I know. But Doctor Who came back.
Nice.
Uh-huh.
Well, I am
Yeah, I
like
went-
2 seasons behind on Doctor Who.
I went and saw the season premiere in the movie theater
Oh,
on
nice.
Monday.
Who's
I
his
love Riverdale.
companion now?
She is awesome.
isn't she a gay lady?
Yeah,
A
she
lady?
is. She's
A lady?
A lady? I didn't know how to. I didn't know how to put it. I didn't
You know what? I kind of like that she's a lesbian because there's always this like sexual tension on the girl side of the companion when it's just
Oh.
like, oh, I'm kind of in love with the Doctor, and it's just like, oh, just shut up and travel in time and space, have fun.
Or just
don't
do
need
it
to-
already. I'm starving.
And
Yeah.
since Doctor Who is gay now, anyway, so that really will make for
Hey, well, there you go.
pretty looks
Doctor Who is gay. They're all gay.
You're just
My
making
father's
it up.
gay.
I love my dead gay son.
Well,
But so, anyways, that episode of Doctor Who was amazing. It was he's a professor and he's like a lecturer, and it's just really great.
oh, I guess he should know a lot if he's traveling through time all the time. You know,
It's
Being a-
just-
being a professor would be a good occupation.
I heard this
Professor
that they're thinking about rebooting the whole shebang, and that Peter Capaldi is not. His
he's
approval
out.
rating is low.
He's out. This is his last season.
Oh,
Well, that makes sense. I mean,
Which, I mean,
always
yeah,
have new ones.
they're doing a new showrunner, and he just wants everything new and fresh. And I even heard that he's kicking out the whole writing team and like bringing in a whole new one.
Wow.
So everything is going to be new and different.
They're doing a Marvel thing.
Yeah.
All new,
All
all
new.
different Doctor Who.
All different.
Yeah. Little yellow. Different.
Series 10. Series 10. They call it series that over there.
Series.
Yes. Yes, indeed. All right. Well, hey, do you want to... I know Clay loves my stories of movie theater going.
Oh, I do. I
You want to hear this one?
do. Yeah.
I was saving this one, but I'm glad you're all here for it.
Yeah. Saving it for episode 300.
Sure,
It's
yeah, well,
actually
it just
from
happened.
6 years ago, this story.
I mean, it happened last night. But okay. So yeah, Rachel, I wanted to see that movie Free Fire. Does anybody know it?
No.
It's like a 90-minute gunfight. It's pretty
Ah.
hilarious. Anyways,
Do people on the show know about your challenge? Your movie challenge?
well, it's a challenge to myself where I just want to try to see.
I
and
blew myself.
I just blew myself. I want to try to see and experience as many movies in 2017 as I can. And so, yes. And it so happens
You
that
do
I...
that every year anyways.
No, but like this, I'm making a conscious effort. Like, and I'm actually writing them. I'm making a list of all the movies that I've seen. This is the origin of this goes way back. So when I was in college, I had this real dickhead professor, but he brought up because I was a film student. He's like, people in Hollywood watch hundreds of movies a year, and I was like, oh my god, if I want to be one of those people, I better watch a lot of movies. So I started it like for that year. I kept track of all the movies that I watched. I only made it to like 100, but now I figure it'd be better because like you can watch movies online and everything, you know. It's easier. But it's so weird. So I happen to just like totally by mistake watch like 3 Brie Larson movies in a row.
As one does.
Yeah. So
More
that
mistakes to do.
well, it's weird because I didn't know. I watched The Room and I knew she was in that,
Yep.
which is like
Not the
one
room,
where-
but just room.
Room. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Your The Room is
Of all the
Something
actors
different.
in that movie, I mean,
yeah.
she's, you know,
She's
She's-
tearing me
she
apart.
takes up a lot of screen time.
She's the one with the big
Same.
glob on her neck.
Yeah.
No,
She takes up a lot of screen time in that movie.
yeah.
Chewing
No,
up the
so
scenery.
anyway, Room. You're right. Room is the movie. She won an Academy Award for that. So, anyways, but then I happened to watch another movie that she was in. I was like, whoa, that's that girl. That's Brie Larson. And then I remembered, oh, she's going to be Captain Marvel. And you know, in a couple years. So then I started to kind of like watch a little bit more, and then like I saw Kong without even knowing that she was in it.
I have stuff to say about Kong.
Oh, we can get to that in a minute. I mean, I like the Kong parts. I just didn't really like the people parts.
I kind of hated the Samuel Jackson parts.
Yeah, what the hell? He
I'm
just
gonna
yells.
I'm just gonna call him Hamuel L. Jackson.
Oh!
Okay, mic drop.
John's done for the podcast. He's out.
So 300 is enough.
So, anyways, whatever. So I'm kind of just like Brie Larson is the running theme throughout this experiment, and she happened to be in this movie that I watched last night. Although I probably would have went to see it anyway because it looked pretty fun. But, so anyways, we go assigned seating, all that jazz. Bought the tickets, you know.
You saw all
got
that
the-
jazz?
No.
Put that on your list.
Yeah, right. Is that even a movie, or is that just the song in the?
No,
In
it's
the-
a movie.
Roy Scheider's in it.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
a great movie.
I do like Roy Scheider.
Watch all the Roy Scheider movies you can this year.
Yeah, that's right. So, anyways, so the movie's going on. So first of all, there's this girl next to me who, I guess she had no idea what she was seeing because like the first time somebody gets shot, she was like, oh, like
Oh man.
she was like completely appalled. And then like everyone in the movie gets shot in the arm or the leg like at least twice. Like there's just a lot of shooting. And then every time she'd be like, oh, and then finally like so I told her to please keep it down. Well, not quite that nice.
Shut up, bitch.
Which I didn't say that. Well, because she was also talking in between, like, you like turn her boyfriend and go, whoa. And then like after I told her twice,
I have a hey, go ahead.
Well, like at one point she was talking to him and was about to finally, like, I was gonna punch her in the face. I was so annoyed.
Yeah.
She got up.
Punched people in the face before on this podcast.
That's right.
Yes.
See the history that we're getting into here on episode 300. Yeah. All right. Anyway, so she gets up and then she leaves, and I was like, oh, phew. And then she never came back.
Good.
That's not even the worst part, though. Okay. So
that sounds like the best part.
Yeah. Well, no, that's true. No, it got better. So at about with 5 minutes or so left in this movie, or maybe 10, somewhere in there, like this group comes in and they're talking and they got their phones out, and then they start walking up the aisle like they were looking for their seats. Like I think, and like we were like, and I said, hey, keep it down. And like they were like, whoa, I think we're in this row. And then somebody
like early for the
they were
show?
early for they were like 40 minutes early for the 9:30 show or something, or the 9:45 show.
Fuck you.
I was like, what? Like, and like someone finally said, hey, we got like 5 minutes left in this. Can you get out of here? they like walked out, but like, and then they were standing outside the door when we were all leaving, and I wanted to punch them in the face again. But like, seriously, like we actually complained to the theater and said, like, you let these people in.
Did you get any comps?
We did.
Yes.
Woohoo!
Yeah, like they'll give you comps for anything.
They will.
But isn't that because really their usher is supposed to? He looks at their tickets. He's supposed to say, "Hey,
the movie's still playing. Why don't you guys go to the bar? Go to McGuffin's over there and have a drink."
Not to mention, what's wrong with them? Because it's like, oh, I'm going to see this movie in 40 minutes. Let me catch the ending of it first.
Yeah, I don't know if they knew. Maybe they walked in and thought they were trailers or something. Like, but yeah, like I don't understand.
People
like,
are.
So it was really dark, and they're talking. Oh my god! Like
I have a similar story, Durson. I don't want to outshine yours.
No, please.
It's not why I'm saying it.
Oh, please, outshine.
Outshine.
They had a screening of V for Vendetta at the Somerville Theater in the big room.
Oh man! See, I should have gone to that. I love that. I've never seen that movie.
Oh,
actually.
Really? I love that movie.
I love
it's so good.
Of old movies.
And it's one of my favorite comic book movies, hands down. But anyways, it's and they have like a really killer like sound system in there, and this was like some big like like big print or something. It was really awesome. It was all on film.
The big print.
Yeah, it wasn't digital. It was like film, and they had like a good sound system. It was really like the bass was like really booming, and I was like, oh, this is cool. And this guy comes out, and he does like a little, like way too long of an introduction actually, but I think he curated the movie because they have like a series where they are like, we're doing this, and it was something, because of like, Donald Trump and stuff like that. He's like, and he kept saying like making big grand gestures, like, I'm not saying this is like the current political situation. We're not allowed to say that. And I was like, okay, well, why don't you just say it?
Yeah, it's not being recorded.
I get it. Yeah, this guy is like on TV and he's a tyrant. I get it. I get where we're going here. He said, not that we're allowed to say the Betty Boo. But so anyways, I'm like in the third row, and I'm in there, and I got my V for Vendetta mask on while he's giving the little, his little introduction, and I'm like waiting for him to be like, hey, look, there's one of the guys in the boo, but he didn't.
He didn't?
He didn't even like look at me. He was like too like wanting to, say his thing.
Too full of shit, this guy.
Yeah. And I have my popcorn, and I was like, I probably shouldn't be eating this. You know what I mean, John? I probably shouldn't be eating this gigantic bag of popcorn, but
who's because
no one's here to literally stop me. I'm here, and I just bought the popcorn. So I'm sitting there and eating it, and then like same thing, like this girl like comes in with her phone out, and the guy made a big deal is that don't, you know, he referenced the film, he's like, don't have your phones out or record anything. There's big signs everywhere like we can kick you out and stuff, and he's like, or I'll have the guy from the movie come down there if you have your phone out.
Well, this guy with the mask in the front row.
Yeah. And so then she's like, and then it starts, and then she's like has her phone out, and then she has like the voice recorder app like on Android, and she's like recording it, or she's like Snapchatting or something, and I was like, hey,
what?
She's like right in front of me, like the seat right in front of me to the right, and I'm like, hey, and the beginning of the movie is like the kind of the best part, like because it's like a flashback to Guy Fawkes Day, and he's like blowing stuff up and whatever. Spoilers. But
yeah, well,
but it's really distracting, and I'm like just getting into it, and like all these people had like paid a lot of money to go to see this like special showing and stuff, and I was like, hey, like, can you put your phone away? And she's like, doesn't, and then I was like, hey, like, that's really distracting. Didn't you hear him say like put your phones away? And she's like, why don't you shut the fuck up? Why don't you sit there eating your popcorn? And then I was like, yo, get out of my face with this. Turn your phone off.
I would have dumped the fucking popcorn on her head.
And then a girl that was in the row with her like came over and was like, I know he's being an asshole, but can you please put your phone away? You know, blah, blah, blah. And somehow this lady like horse whispered this girl to put her phone away. And until 15 minutes later, she's doing the same thing. I was like, yo, knock it off with your phone. It's really distracting. It's really bright, and it's like
if you'd rather be on your phone, why would you pay to go to the movie?
Yeah, why did you?
And then I was like, why don't you go sit behind everybody else, like instead of in front of everybody else? You're in like the second row, you know?
Oh my god!
Why don't you fucking go somewhere else? And all
seriously, I would have killed this person. I would have gone to jail. It's fine, but this person deserves.
And then again, the other horse whisperer girl's like, I know this asshole behind you is really awful, but can you really just put your phone away? And you ended up putting it away, and then and then she like left before the movie was over, and I was like, thank God. But then she was waiting in the lobby and like shooting daggers with her eyes at me when I was leaving, and I wanted to say something to her there, but I didn't. I mean, I could have. It was well within my rights to get up in the movie and go tell somebody and kick her out, but I didn't want to miss anything, you know.
Yeah,
so, I know that's the sucky part.
Yeah,
we were in the movies once, and I thought Kirsten was going to get in a fight. These girls next to us, we're like top row in the back, and I don't even know what we were seeing, and they were just talking. They had their phones out, and Kirsten just goes, "Shh!" The girl stands up. She goes, "You ain't my mama." And I was like, "Oh no."
Oh no, you didn't!
Wow.
Oh my god! What is this like? I was talking about this like because Rachel and I went to the one of the nice theaters with the reclining seats and the blah 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 and awesome sound and everything, and it's like, but there are people talking, there are people on their phones, there are people taking their shoes off. That's a disgusting thing, right? In the movie, and I'm like, we don't deserve this. Like, we don't deserve to have nice movie theaters because we don't go to them the right way, like we go like we're sitting in our movie theater, in our living room, I should say.
Well, that's the problem. I think that people just it becomes even more relaxed, so people think they can do anything because it's just, oh yeah, I feel like I'm in my living room.
But you're right, we pay like $20 or whatever it is, like $15 most of the time, whatever. Why do you not pay attention? I don't understand. Why do you do that? And why do we have to be told hundreds of times, like, don't, please, it's distracting, like, what? Like, people are like, they're offended. I want to take the phones and smash them.
Yes.
And it's like when you get mad at them, right, and they and then you're like, it's like, are you going to be like I didn't want to. I was watching a movie about like anarchy, right? So like, I didn't. Well, am I gonna go tell the authorities that you know what I mean? It really put me in a weird situation. I was like, well, people should do whatever the fuck they want. It's kind of the lesson of their movie. You know what I mean? And I was
Yeah,
like,
but I mean, there are consequences.
there are consequences.
You got to be prepared to face the consequences.
There was
But,
a
like, the
political
consequences-
conundrum that I had where I was like, I'm trying to live by the lessons of this movie and the book. And then I was like, so if I can't like bring, I can't bring in the stormtroopers to get her out of here. Where does that leave
But you
me?
could have taken her phone and smashed it against the wall.
I
That
also
was
could
the
have dumped my popcorn art head, which I had thought
Yeah.
of doing. Wish I did.
When John and I
That's a
went,
waste of popcorn, though.
John and
Yeah,
I
oh my
went to a
God.
movie once, and there were girls talking in front of us. I put
Darcy
my
spit his
gum in
gum
her
in her
hair.
hair. That'll teach her.
That's
Oh
really
my
immature. I know, but I did nothing else there. I'd already told him to shut up a couple times.
Yeah, they're annoying.
What's an appropriate reaction when someone takes their damn shoes off and like is like almost like as if like when you put lotion on your hands, you're like rubbing them and you're like and they're like doing that with their sock feet. They're like I'm rubbing
Just
my
carry
socks again.
a
Oh.
small can of Febreze with you all the time and run over and just spray their feet.
At least, like with the feet, like the lights go out and you can't really. I can kind of like, I won't look at it. I won't see it.
But
like, it's there. I know it's disgusting. But I mean, I don't know what the appropriate response is for that, except Febreze, a can of Febreze. Oh, excuse me. What are you dousing?
Just
Yeah.
keep getting up and like crop dusting them, and like keep going back and forth.
Get the same stuff that they have at the bowling alleys when they spray the shoes.
I mean, I expect the same reaction. Like if you told someone, "Can you please put your shoes on?" Like that you got. Like, why don't you mind your own fucking business? You know what I mean, or something like that. But I still can't believe though, in this day and age, we've had cell phones for so many years, and people still think it's okay to take them out in movies.
I know.
Yeah, because it's so bright. Like that's the thing. Like
Yeah,
sometimes if we're driving in the car at night and I'm in the passenger seat, and I'm like looking at Twitter or something, like Stacey's like, "Hey, can you fucking turn your screen down?"
And then I lean over the back seat and go, I know this asshole in the passenger seat.
yeah. I listen. I don't listen.
He's got to check his Twitter feed.
That's even worse because like she's agreeing with you, but like she's like, can you just humor the guy? It is a little distracting.
Humor
But, like,
the-
Like she was definitely trying to like she was like kind of if she could have she would have turned to me and winked. I think she was just like maybe I'll like he's going the aggressive route. Maybe I'll try
Good
a
cop, bad
softer.
cop.
yeah, right. She's the good cop.
Yeah.
I'm never the good cop. If someone is disturbing me in a movie theater, I have no problem.
Being Riggs.
I'm Riggs. That's right. I'm black. Well, I mean, you're black. I'm mad, or whatever.
I'm Chaos, he's man.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, chaos. But I have no problem putting gum in their hair, hitting the back of the seat, like whatever I gotta do to let them know that they are being a moron.
Fidget, sigh.
Yeah, well, that's what
I'll do it all.
I only fidget inside when the movie's bad, but it really does take you out of the. You know what I mean? It does just kind of make you go, oh, I'm trying to lose myself here.
That's why everybody should go to the East Bridgewater Cinema because no one goes there. They redid it though, so now there are people there, so it really bums me out. I liked that it was a junky shit theater.
Well, I don't know. I can't go back to junky shit theaters. I've been doing the nice stuff.
Yeah, so that sounds like that's working out great for you.
Well,
One person on this podcast who hasn't talked about the horrible experience they've had at the theater.
all right, you're right. You're the one person.
Yeah, except for the girl talking that you spit your gum in her hair. But that was
But that was years ago. That was a long time ago. I don't know. It makes me so mad. Rageaholic.
I'm addicted to Rageahol.
Oh well. Anyways, I wanted to get that because I know Clay loves my stories, but you did trump my story. You did.
I didn't mean to. I wanted you to have all the glory.
I know this asshole just trumped your story.
Asshole in the
Just
back.
Let him tell the story.
Hey, listen, I just.
Well, you could have maybe done what we did and complained and got free passes to the. Yeah.
Yeah, I could have, but I mean, I didn't pay to go to that one either.
I think that's going to be my new thing. Oh, well,
I've become kind of good at complaining and getting my money back or free stuff now. I mean, I'm not even like a jerk about it, but like I ordered something on Amazon that was 2-day, Prime 2-day shipping, and then it said it was in Provincetown. I was like, that's not even close to where I live. That's like 2 hours away.
Yeah, as you know, because you.
And it said at the customer's request. I was like, I didn't request this. So
I'm the customer.
Yeah, I'm the customer. I didn't request you to send it. And then it said, make sure your shipping address is up to date. And I was like, it is. So I went and complained. And I got my money back. And then 3 or 4 days later, the item arrived anyway. So I got free fucking item. So
Nice.
What's funny is they actually, if you read like the stupid fine print, like their 2-day, it doesn't actually really apply. Like they can take as long as they want. Like, they generally get to stuff to you on time, but, like, I mean, in that case, obviously, it
was just sent the wrong place.
But, yeah, like, they don't actually have to send it to you because I've complained, and they're like, well, we don't really need to. And I'm like,
well, what am I paying for this service for, you fuck?
Exactly.
Yeah, I know, because I've gotten I've gotten it, too, where it's like, Prime delivery 4 to 5 days. I was like, well, that just sounds like delivery.
Yeah.
It sounds like DiGiorno, not delivery.
It's not delivery. It's DiGiorno.
The zone DiGiorno. Amazon.
I know there is that kind of like. I saw something like that too on Facebook. It's like, beware this Amazon scam. I'm like, oh, so it's not 2 days.
Beware. Puppy dog tails.
But it does seem pretty cool. Like, I'll definitely buy stuff because I'm like, oh, it'll be here in 2 days. I don't really need it. What?
It sounds like you're like, oi, I buy that.
Oi. No, but I'm like, oh, I don't need that at all. But it's cool, and I can have it in 2 days.
So I need it now.
It's great. If I had more than 2 days, I might be like, oh, I don't really need that.
That's going to be here in 4 days. I don't need that.
Yeah, I don't really want that. I won't want it in 4 days. I won't want it anymore.
I want it now, and I know that the fact that I want it now will wear off in about 2 days. So
right, and then I'll have it, and I'll be like, oh, this is nice.
Ooh.
But speaking of, we were talking about Kong.
Yes.
Back to the movie for it. So, like, did you really have a problem, or you just kind of is Samuel Jackson your only problem?
No, I sort of hated the whole movie. I liked the Kong part, but there was a lot of fidgeting and sighing. I was like, this movie, all right, I know it's not supposed to be it's supposed to be a romp.
Yeah.
But I just felt.
Did you see it with Jen?
Through the whole thing. No, I didn't. Was I supposed to?
No, I just wonder if she was into that.
Originally, we were going to go see it, but
John and I were going to go see it. John and I were going to go see it. Yeah.
Stuff kept happening where I was not able to go see it with the people I was initially supposed to go see it with.
That was like stuff kept happening with our podcast.
Yeah,
2 months off.
It was during that time, so
yeah, that was a tumultuous time.
I thought the story was dumb. I thought the acting was terrible. The only thing I liked, nobody seemed to be acting. They all seemed to be on drugs or something. Except Samuel Jackson, who was on overacting drugs. Like
he was just typical.
I was like, he's either awesome or terrible. There's no in between for him. He's over the top or over the top appropriately. And I liked John C. Reilly, and that was pretty much all I liked. But
I thought John C. Reilly was the most annoying part.
I think I liked him because at least he had some character.
Yeah, that's true.
And
the rest of them they had no reason to be there. Why would they hire Tom Hiddleston?
But he always just seems like John C. Reilly.
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean,
it's like
So Samuel L. Jackson is just Samuel L. Jackson. He's just him, and
John Goodman is pretty much John Goodman too.
Yeah.
And I like John Goodman as an actor. I
I
think
do
he's
too.
awesome.
And then this is going to tie into the next Godzilla movie, but I didn't even stay around for that after credits thing because I was like, I don't care.
Oh, I didn't either. Never mind. I'll watch it online.
Yeah.
So
Well,
here's
I
a funny
already
thing.
saw pictures of it. So.
Here's a funny thing now. So I went to see that movie by myself one day. I had a day off and I went to see it at that Boston Common Theater, which has really fallen upon hard times. I don't know if anybody
Really?
ever went there.
I haven't been
I
there
love
in a
going
while.
there.
I used to
What
love
do you
going
not
there.
like
yeah.
about it?
I just think it's kind of needs to be updated. It's kind
You're
of like
used to reclining
Hold
seats,
on.
Mr. Luxury.
Well,
Yeah, I know. Fucking
Yeah.
Mr. Hoity-toity.
No,
They have the best. The
Swanky
IMAX
theater
theater
guy.
in there is
No.
the best. The
I know,
IMAX
I
theater
know.
in there is so awesome.
Clay, I
it's
saw
not
this-
IMAX. It's Limax.
Yeah,
it's fake
it's
IMAX.
stupid. I agree.
That's when I
Well,
saw
wait.
Godzilla, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
Clay, I saw the Apple Cinema over by your work is adding the reclining seats.
Oh, they are because that
Yeah.
is. Please don't disclose where I work. It's over by the Apple Cinema.
We'll edit that out.
All right.
Yeah, I
That
don't want
Apple
people
Cinema-
knowing that I work at the Apple. I actually just work at the Apple Cinemas.
That Apple Cinema.
That
I'll
place
just cut out
really
the
needs an
near.
upgrade.
Just
I'll cut out
change
the
it.
word near.
Just
You know.
change it to store. That Apple Store is putting in reclining.
Just,
The Apple
just
Store
say cinema.
where you work.
Just cut out Apple.
Anyway, so I was there and there was like nobody working at like the concession stand, and there was this really grumpy old guy like who took the ticket or whatever. And then I was standing there because I wanted to get like a drink, and the guy was like, "Oh yeah, I'll get somebody over there," and like I just whatever. It's the self-serve thing. Oh no, I got popcorn, and then I was like, "Can I get a drink too?" And they were like,
A drink.
Yeah, they were really like.
What do you
weird.
think this
They
is?
were-
One of those fancy cinemas with the reclining seats?
Listen,
But
I know
anyway,
this
so I go
asshole
in and
just
out, the
asked
movie's
for a
going
drink,
along.
but
This it must have been a digital thing too, because at one point the movie just froze, but you could still hear everything, but like the picture was frozen.
Did you go complain and get free tickets?
Well, I went and complained. But it's funny because like it wasn't an empty theater. There were plenty of people, and I don't know if people think like someone is up there watching, because nobody's up there watching. You know what I mean? If you don't complain, they'll never know.
Yeah.
Right, so like I'm like, all right, I guess I'm the person who has to get up and do
I
this.
always sit there and I'm like, somebody has to have gone, right?
Yeah, I know, I figure that, but I'm like, no, I was sitting kind of lower in the stadium thing, so like, no, I know nobody had walked out, like, and I'm like, all right, I guess I'll go do it. So I went and I told them, and meanwhile, they have like the refillable drink things. I'm like, well, I'm gonna refill my fucking drink. Hold on.
So you sat there and
Yeah, sipping it with that grumpy.
we saw someone doing that one time. It was hysterical. He just sat there with a scowl on his face.
But he would like
That's
fill it
all-
up, take a
Yeah.
sip, fill it
And
up,
then
take a sip. Take so
It's like, I paid $40 for this drink. I'm gonna get
Yeah,
my
right.
$40 worth.
So anyways, but like eventually, yeah, I think by the time I got back, it had been like it was moving again, but they didn't like rewind it or put it back to the point where it was frozen. Because I got back and all of a sudden they were like trying to help Kong. And I was like, wait a minute ago they were trying to leave. What? How much did I miss? But I didn't really care because, like you said, the story was pretty.
Story was
lame.
crap. Kong looked cool. That was cool.
Yeah.
Kong
Yeah.
himself. But even the battle where he fights the big, whatever it was at the end,
Yeah, it was all right.
Skull Crusher or something. I can't remember. But yeah, I was just bored at that part. I was like, all right, I just want to go. I'll get out of here.
Well, yeah, that's why I could have complained and gotten like my, a free pass, because that's all they're gonna give you. They're not gonna give you like your money back.
That counts. That's
No, you're
still
right.
getting something.
But I'd have to go back to that theater.
Then
Right?
you could sell your free pass.
Yeah, it's all right.
$3. So let's wrap this up. But I got one thing that I have to say.
Yeah.
All right.
Right. So there's the Michael Ringo tribute book that I colored some pages in
Yes.
coming out, and
very cool.
I recommend people put in their orders soon. What I think they're taking orders soon. I think people that worked on it can place orders up until this Thursday, and then after that. So tell your comic retailers, get that
Oh, okay.
shit in my store it's kind of expensive from what I've heard, but I don't know. I'm not ordering it because it's kind of expensive, and it was a volunteer thing. So
How much? I mean, what are we talking? Like $100 or what? Like,
I don't remember. You'll
Oh,
have to
right.
look it up. But just order it anyway. Help a good cause. 100%
No, you're right.
of everything goes to like good stuff. And I got to work with Val Staples,
Oh, nice.
and I'm gonna say that he's someone I have admired for 10 plus years, and it's always awesome to find out that someone who you've admired is a cool fucking guy. So
Yeah.
big shout out to Val Staples for being a cool fucking guy. Although I'm
All right,
still
Val
waiting for my
Staples.
T-shirt, Val, that you said you're gonna send.
If you're listening.
Yeah,
Which
but
you're
you're not.
Oh yeah, we got to get that one in
Yeah.
there.
Gotta get it in there.
So check that shit out. It's good.
All right. What is it called? Anything, or is it just the Mark?
Yeah, it is called something, but look I'm just the low guy on the totem pole, so I don't remember.
He volunteered.
They don't tell him titles.
We'll
Yeah,
Google
I don't
it.
even know. I don't even know what artist I was coloring, and I was
Oh.
I
Okay.
was like I feel stupid asking. So
We'll put it in the show notes, and we'll try to find a link or something. And
yeah,
but the best way is to tell our comic book retailer. That's what you're telling me right now.
that's
all
what
right.
I'm telling. I suppose I could look it up right now since
It's probably on Amazon or something, right?
since
Prime.
I did get an email about it this morning.
Oh,
Mike Wieringo tribute.
why do I always call him Mark? Or why do I spell?
I don't know. It just says the Mike Wieringo Telos tribute.
All right.
Get the books. Let's see. I'm clicking on the link.
I like this.
Clicking.
I think it's just Mike Wieringo Telos tribute. There's one called Fallen Friends, and then there's another one called By Thy Side, and they're $50.
$50. Okay, well that's not horrible.
I think I'm in volume 1, but I can't remember.
Just buy all
What
the
if this
volumes
was the
until you find
Fantastic
John's.
Four tribute to Mike Wieringo? No, well, that's not the right thing. Okay, so it's not on Amazon.
Yeah,
All right, but we'll. Can you email me some of that information, or so I can, or forward something? You don't have to forward the whole thing, I guess, but so I can put it in the show notes.
all right. Well, I will.
If you can,
I
if
can
you
do
can,
that shit.
it's no big deal.
See, this is the
Hold on,
Secret
Dave.
Friends Get the Book link, though. So
All
that's
right, don't do that.
Don't do that one.
Yeah, and since we're secret friends, the fact that I'm saying it out loud is probably ruining the secret friends aspect.
You didn't tell us who any of the friends are.
Yeah.
No. Now you
Back-
know that I'm part of the secret friends, so I now have to destroy this podcast and kill the three of you.
How
Sorry.
about this?
But then I'll
You're
make
like-
a Clay and Durson and Joush tribute book to make up for it.
All right.
For victims of secret friends violence.
The Secret Friends Massacre.
All right. Well, that sounds very good. We will definitely. I will tell my local comic shop to order it.
Yeah.
And all right then. Well, thanks everybody.
Thanks to you. 300 in the book.
300. We did it.
See you guys in 2 months for 301.
Oh well, it was good that we were all here. We all got our 2 cents in.
We'll catch up with you on the midterm elections sometime 2018 and let you know our thoughts.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, thanks for coming. Thanks to you.
Thanks to you.
All that other stuff that we
Thanks.
say at the end. Adios, assholes.
Adios, assholes. Later, you fucks.
Lady, you
Later.
fucks.
Later.
Got them all in.
We couldn't do it without you guys who are listening.
I
Which
mean,
are
like we could.
But yeah, we could, and we are,
I
because
think
no.
we do it without
Yeah.
them.
every
All right.
week, kind of. Sometimes every 2 months.
Later.
The end.
That's the cure for superhero fatigue.